Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and welcome to my review of the Figma Nintendo's Lightning. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the Figma Lively Lillie, or for those of us who are in English-speaking territories, you probably know her as Z-Form Lillie. So this is going to be the first Figma of Lillie that we get, which if you look at the Nendoroid, first we got the normal Lillie, then we got the Lively Lillie, but here we just skip right ahead to the Lively Lillie, which is what I'm going to be calling her. So since we get this rather popular, some believe she's forced popular character in the Figma line, some are going to be wondering if this figure, which may or may not have a hefty price tag for some at about 60 to 70 bucks, depending on where you get it from, is going to be worth dropping that dosh. So let's take a look to see whether or not she's worth adding into your collection. Comes to how Lillie looks, unfortunately, she is lacking a bit in the quality control department. Taking a look at her from far away, you're not really going to notice too many issues, and that is a good thing. We always want figures to look nice on the shelf, but when we look up close, that's when Lillie begins to fall apart a little bit, specifically my unit. What am I talking about? Well, when we take a closer look at Lillie, specifically the default faceplate, everything seems to look fine on the faceplate. With the decals, but do take note there is a little gap for her mouth directly under her nose. Now, if you take a look at her hair, you'll notice that there is a flash mark, meaning that there is a mark from the molding process. Yep. Here's where things start to go downhill. Her hair isn't necessarily the best. Whether or not it's going to be a couple of other of these flash marks or just sloppy paint in the form of thinned out paint, bubbles in there, or just a random stray black mark here or there, yeah, Lillie definitely needed a little bit of a touch up in terms of quality control here. Not necessarily the best. Thankfully, though, the hair sculpt is nice with some details for that little ponytail braid that she has going on, and even at the tip where it's nice and poofy. Now, the main quality control issue that I have with my Lillie is the fact that she is dirty. Right out of the package, she has plenty of these black marks on her torso, which is not very good. This is also found on her arms and her scarf as well. Speaking of the main body, her sculpted detail is actually pretty okay. I mean, it's not really that complicated. It looks like she's wearing pretty baggy clothing. That's basically it. When we move on down to the skirt, she has a nice light cloudy blue trim around the base, which is pretty cool. Not a whole lot to say there. And then her shoes, which has that same coloration down for the soles. So yeah, overall, Lillie is pretty simplistic, looks pretty all right from a distance, but up close and personal, when we look at the finer details of the craftsmanship, there is a little bit more to be desired. For articulation, Lillie is actually pretty nice. There's only an issue, which I think those of you who have been in the action figure game long enough can already see kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, so let's get on to it. So the ponytail here for her hair is actually on a Figma style sort of joint, I think. I can't pop the hair off, not safely anyway, but it does feel like there's a little bit of ball joint movement there, and then there's also a hinge hidden somewhere in there. So this way you can move the hair like that, rock it around on an axis, it feels like. Yeah, I don't know. But basically, you can move her hair around. That's what's important. Ooh, look at that sculpt. Pretty nice. So for her neck articulation, there is a ball joint in the head which plugs down onto a hinge, and then that hinge plugs into the neck on a swivel, so this way you can move her head around in all sorts of different directions, bob it from side to side, whatever you would like to do. The only issue is that she doesn't actually have a neck joint where the neck plugs into the body. I mean, yeah, she can't look up. She can look down, though, so it is what it is. For shoulders, we do have ball jointed movement, so this way you can move her arms around as much as you would like. And with a little bit of a reduction of sculpt, we can move her arms all the way back like that, which is nice, and because there is also a hinge. Now, something that was included on the Figma Chicken Chan, okay, watch this. Pop out shoulders. Also included, take a look. Yeah, as you move one shoulder, the other one will move as well. Do keep that in mind when you're coming up with very specific poses. Okay. Do we have a bicep swivel? No, not here, unfortunately. But that's okay, because realistically speaking, we can just move the arms right up here at the shoulders for the bicep swivel. Okay. Now, we do have one elbow hinge, which also includes a swivel, so you're fine there. And then we do have the Figma 2.0 style wrist joints, so this way we can move her hand around in all sorts of different directions. So there is a peg in the forearm and in the hand, which act as swivels. Then we have a hinge, which moves this way. Now, what's hiding under her clothes is actually pretty interesting. Oh, boy. Yeah. So anyway, we do have a waist joint here, okay? And then here under the skirt, there is actually another joint for her lower portion that's near her waist as well. So there's kind of like a little piece of sculpt, like right there, as you can see. Yep. And that acts as holding two joints. So this way we can move Lillie in all sorts of fun poses. Okay. So that's neat. No pull down hips like on Chicken Jam, but she does have ball joints. So we can move her legs around. Little bit of a twist and turn there. We do have hinged knees. We do have the ankle rocker with toe hinge, which is fantastic. Now, just what I realized there, I didn't really show the full range of movement on the legs, so let's just do that one more time. About that far forward and that far back, which is pretty good. And then out to the sides, that far. So definitely improvement over Chicken Chan, despite the fact that, she's kind of wearing that skirt. So anyway, yeah, Lillie is moving and grooving, and you can basically get her into any pose you would like. All right, now it's time for accessories. And what do we have here? Quite a bit. Aside from the default splayed hands, we get a couple of other sets of hands, including some hands for the Figma Moon. We get two alternate faceplates. We get a Pokeball. We get a Poke Doll. We do get her bag. We get the Flute of the Sun and Moon. And then we get Cosmog, or Nebby, if you really want to go there. All right. Oh, yeah, and of course, we do get the Figma stand and a replacement wrist joint should you feel the need to use it. Now let's go ahead and kick this section off by taking a look at the hands. We do get fists. We get a set of hands so this way she can hold on to her bag or maybe another accessory. We get a set of splayed hands which are used specifically to hold a Pokeball, though you can use these for other things if you want. And then we do get a set of hands so this way she can hold a flute if you would like. Okay? We'll take a look at the flutes later on. But for right now, let's just go ahead and take a quick look at the Pokeball. Yep, pretty boring. We've already had this accessory. Now let's take a look at the faceplates, which are super simple to swap out. All you have to do is remove the front hair part and take one faceplate off, and then do it in reverse. So first and foremost, she gets a rather disgruntled face, like she's puffing air. Oh, yeah, Lillie's mad. Oh, well. And then we have the happy joy face where she is all closed-eyed and maybe, I don't know, she found out Cosmog's going to evolve or something. Whatever. It is what it is. She does have the bag, which will be the next accessory that we're going to talk about. The way that the bag works is there are two straps for the bag that detach from the bottom of the bag. You can just go ahead and pull those up, and you can just fish this around her arms at the shoulders, and you're good to go. Now, there is one peg on the bag that just plugs into the hole on her back. Easy to do. You should probably plug that in first if you want a bit more stability. Now, don't worry about this being incompatible with the Figma stand. There's a hole on the bottom, so this way you can do that. The paint application for the bag is pretty nice, and this doesn't use translucent plastic like the old Nendoroid Red release did. This is probably the best executed bag in the Figma line for the Pokemon stuff, at least so far. Paint's good. Thumbs up. Now let's just go ahead and take a look at that Poke Doll there. It's Clefairy. Pretty cool. Now, admittedly, I wish we would have gotten an actual Clefairy with this release, but c'est la vie, I guess? No, the other Pokemon Figma releases came with 3 Pokemon, so I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, it is pretty cool, and it's a generic accessory, Pokemon accessory to be specific, that works with all of your other trainers. Now, something you've been waiting for, there are the 2 flutes that come with Lillie. One of the Sun, one of the Moon, and both of the Alolan trainers that have been released so far can use them. They come with dedicated hands, so this way you can use them if you would like. And like I mentioned before, even the Figma Moon now has hands, so this way you can go ahead and use them with her if you would like. And of course, since there is Sun and Moon, the different games, you can swap the flutes if you would like. The detail on them, it's pretty solid for them being such small accessories. Now, almost last, but most certainly not least, Nebby. No, there's no bag for Nebby to get into, so, yep. Looks pretty cool, and to be honest with you, the best part about this is the fact that the 2 little nebulae, nebuluses, whatever, for the ear parts, or close to that, are translucent, or at least they're clearly translucent and the rest of the body is translucent. I don't know, but the point is, you can clearly see the translucency there, which is very cool. The overall paint application is pretty sweet, little slop here and there, but nothing that bad. Cosmog also does come with a dedicated support stand, but to be honest with you, it's kind of not great because it just makes Cosmog look straight, and you can't really twist it or tilt it in any direction. Yeah, it's kind of static, but still at the end of the day, it works. So all in all, Lillie does come with a whole lot, but to be honest with you, if you're looking to maybe get more, you probably should have ordered this through Good Smile Company directly or through the Pokemon Center as an online purchase either in Japan or the United States. If you were able to order this through the Good Smile online shop, you would receive the Pokemon Refresh dryer and hand parts to use it, or if you order through the Pokemon Center, you got the Refresh brush. But don't worry about that. There are plenty of other accessories and effect parts on the market and other Pokemon you can buy, so this way you can spruce up your Lillie's display. Now, with that all said and done, here is a size comparison alongside the Figma Moon, or Celine if you're going to be that technical, so this way you can get an idea of exactly how big your potential Alolan display will look. And as you can see, Lillie should, generally speaking, fit in with all of the Pokemon figures you have in terms of building a nice scaled display. That's always good. So are we buying now, skipping, or waiting for a deal? Overall, I do think the complete package of Lillie is very nice. We do get some great accessories. It's nice to have the Cosmog there. We do get the flutes, we get the doll, all of it's fun. Articulation is pretty solid, even though, hair makes her a little back heavy, but to be honest with you, the quality control in the actual figure itself is a little disheartening and makes me sad. All said and done though, I think this is a solid purchase, but try to get this for as much of a reduced price as possible. Don't immediately fly into a $70 purchase if you can find it for a retailer for that much, maybe in the aftermarket. As it stands, try to get it at the lower end, maybe at about $50, and you'll be happy. But that being said, if this doesn't get reissued and it hits the aftermarket and it goes for a couple $100, yeah, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description too to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links like the credits for this video and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.